I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it is gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. That is the line, or that is the monologue, that dialogue that the Jessica in the new Dune feature was trying to get out while she was facing her dangers. Um, and that's one of the reasons I do not like the new Dune feature, because you should have gotten the entire quote. It's an important sentiment to face your inner fear, look inside, examine it, and see what made it take such hold of you in the first place. And if you miss that last part, you don't get the full sentiment. That's one thing. The second thing is the sets weren't great. I grew up with the David Lynch version, and that is the set work there is all done by H.R. Giger. Um, he did all of the set work and a lot of the costumes and Baron Harkonnen's castle, and there's dicks hiding all over the place because it's H.R. Giger. Um, so my other issue is the way they portrayed Gurney and Duncan. In the new feature, they're very soft on Paul. They're very gentle and kind and very friendly and like old uncles. They're not supposed to be that way. Um, Duncan is a man at arms. No, Gurney is a man at arms, and Duncan is a warrior as well. And they're supposed to be training Paul for his future as a military leader and also a duke. And you're not really supposed to be that soft on a person on a child that you're training for that position. I mean, look at the royals that we have in our world. Paul is also a mentat, which is a human computer, and he's also got Bene Gesserit training, which is a whole thing in and of itself. The Bene Gesserits, when I was a little kid, seeing the David Lynch feature for the first time, I fell in love with the Bene Gesserits so much. I'm like little, little 10-year-old me making a gom jabbar out of tinfoil and a sewing needle. Anyway, yeah, the Bene Gesserits are great. They are evil. I guess not really evil. They were trying to create a super being, and they got it. They got a couple. Um, that's another thing. The David Lynch movies catch slack because they're chopped up. There's a lot of pieces missing from it, like Baby Leto, who is killed in the first book, and there's Leto the second, who is actually Leto the fourth. it's it's strange. Frank Herbert is neat. And he writes more than the Dune series. You should check him out, really. Don't read the Brian Herbert versions. Brian Herbert doesn't have a very strong vocabulary bank, and he repeats a lot of words over and over. Like he's got a situation type deal. The Amberverse people know what I'm talking about. But his is beauticious, beauterific, that's the word. Ugh, Brian Herbert. Um, anyway, okay. On to the next thing that makes me upset about the new Dune movie. Lead Kynes is supposed to be male. Um, the Fremen are supposed to be desert dwellers. They're supposed to be like a mid-tone brown skin, like an Arab. or Arabic. hmm hmm Not not African American. He stresses David or Frank Herbert stresses that in the book and throughout the Dune lore itself that they're Arabic descent and they have a Islamic based religion. The Fremen do. Um, Leokhines is supposed to be male because of the Islamic based religion of the Fremen. He would not she would not be able to move in the society and you know get as trustworthy as she was in the new Dune feature. It should have been male. And also they skipped her death scene and that should have been like that had the potential. The death scene in the book of Leah Kynes, that had the potential to be really epic, like visually speaking. But they missed it because they had to make her female. The mispronunciation of Harkonnen, I don't remember how Aquaman said it in the feature, but it was wrong. It's Harkonnen. Oh, never mind. I don't remember, and I don't whatever. I don't want to say it out loud, even if I think I'm right. Um, it's just this is another reason that I really don't like. Oh, the guild navigators. I didn't get my guild navigators, and those things are awesome and creepy, and we didn't get to see one. We only got them mentioned. Um, they fold space. In other words, you get in their spaceship and they think, and then you're there. That's from the spice. And they have prescient powers and they can read a person. They can see inside of your soul, see it exactly what you're thinking and what your motivations are. I love I love guild navigators. The there is one Brian Herbert book. I'm not telling you to read it. Don't read the Brian Herbert book. Just go watch YouTube lore videos about it. Save yourself the time. So, um, the lore of the Spice Navigators is this girl named Norma who was everybody thought she had like developmental disabilities and she was ugly because her race is gorgeous people. And she's like this dumpy frumples with not a lot of intelligence and no psychic abilities. And then boom, she gets tortured near to death and then she starts folding space. So that's why I really dig the guild navigators. I feel that in my heart, man, as a special education student. um, all right. Anyway, watch a bunch of movies and read some Frank Herbert. It's good stuff. He writes more than Dune, but he's uh, very religious man. He does a lot of retelling of Bible stories in his own way. Dune is Dune is Jesus. Okay. Bye. Check it out. Bye. Oh, there's a link in the description of my one of my very favorite scenes between the Emperor and a guild navigator, and there's a Bunny Gesserit listening in the background. She got to be peeping. All right, bye guys.